What's going on? My frame rate is chugging. Hold up. The game's running smoothly, so it's just OBS that seems to be freaking out. Yeah, let me try turning down some of the settings. And OBS is very much not happy. That's not much better. Might be CPU bound, actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's weird because it's like smooth on my end, but it's laggy on stream, so it's definitely OBS itself that's lagging, which is unusual. Usually the whole computer is maxed out when it starts getting laggy like this. So my model's mostly fine when the game is paused, and as soon as I tab back in, well, that's awkward. So I set to minimal settings. Does it work, or is it fundamentally broken? Yeah, still a little bit laggy, but a lot less. Cool. Now let's see what we can turn back on before it starts freaking out again. I don't want the game to look totally awful. Not that it does. Yeah, probably. Shadows are very GPU and CPU heavy. Okay, so far so good. SSAO is Screen Space Ambient Occlusion. It basically darkens the areas where objects are close together. So like, keep pressing the wrong one. So if I turn this up, you should see it once it kicks in. It can be kind of subtle. In fact, it doesn't even seem to be applying here, really. Even though I cranked it up. And there he goes, shadows that are freaking it out, but... Yeah, okay, it's subtle, but like, where the rocks meet the grass there, it's slightly darkened. Not a whole lot, but enough to make the edges feel a little bit nicer. I believe if ambient occlusion means like basically shadowing, just light being blocked, just based on how things are shaped. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to turn down shadows. Probably SSAO as well. There we go. That looks smooth. I'm not surprised the shadows messed stuff up. Yeah. Cool. And roast marshmallows. Nice. That's fun. Well, let's see. My controller buttons are backwards. Did you even forget in the Perg marshmallow? Nice. That seems appropriate. Let's see. You know, this might be fine, because I get the Y and X buttons backwards all the time anyway. As in other Nintendo consoles, the Y button's on top, but on the Switch it's on the left for some reason. There's our pilot, back from your pre-launch campout under the stars, I see. So it's launch day, eh? Seems like only yesterday you joined the space program, and suddenly here you are, leaving on your first solo voyage. What do you say? Ready to get this beauty off the ground? It's all fueled up and ready to go. It's a small unimportant detail. Marshmallow will actually heal you if you're hurt. Noted. Good to know. You're sure you fixed the retro rockets? That was only a problem one time, and maybe a few times after that, but hey, no reason to dwell in the past, right? Anyway, you'll need to get the launch codes from Hornsfels at the observatory before you can lift off. Just bring those here once you said your goodbyes or whatever. Cool. So you know, get launch codes. There we go, get it closer so it browns without catching fire. Oop. Honestly, I consider that just about perfect, but the game might not. I'm not a big fan of actually melting marshmallows. I don't know if the achievement procs when you eat it or when you get it. Makes sense. Yeah. Too close. Eating all the marshmallows. Okay, that's looking pretty charcoal. I feel like perfect marshmallow is pretty subjective, honestly. When do you consider it to be perfect? Oop. All the buttons are backwards. Is this our radio? Can you remap in the game's menu? Yeah, probably. It's getting closer based on those numbers. That's very catchy. Alrighty. So we need to go find the launch codes. Let's see. Yeah, so we need to swap those. Alrighty, when you get all of them together is really cool. Nice. Okay. So hopefully those are separate because I want to... it's all messed up now. Oh no. Totally hosed up the controls already. Okay. Oh, you know me. There we go. Now the jump button is right. A related question, do you have the DLC? I assume so. And actually I can fix the controller here, now that I think about it. I can select here. Yeah. Let's see. Apparently I do not have the DLC. Noted. Now I can put these back. DLC is better to do later in the game anyway. Cool, fair enough. There we go. Controls make more sense now. Yeah, there's a possibility to accidentally enter the DLC area while going through space. That sounds awkward. It just happens randomly. That's fun. model ship. Ooh. Oh. I don't understand how the controls for this work. Okay, so those are main thrusters, I guess. And then left stick is maneuvering thrusters. The best achievement is here. Nice. Fly the model ship into the sun. There we go. Actual ship is a lot easier to use, I'll believe it. Up, up, and away! I don't know where it went. Bit far, so it could take a while to enter the sun. Makes sense. What's that over there? Those look fancy. Like fire or lava or something. Music is making you nostalgic. I assume that's probably the goal. The game isn't even 3 years old. But, all the same, very cozy. Okay, I have no idea where the ship is. Up, up, and away! Lost in space! I'm not even thrusting anymore, it's just gone. Out of our orbit. Cool. Oh, that's neat. Hello. Wrong one. Wow, that was just like the time the external fuel tanks exploded on re-entry. You'll be okay flying the big one, right? Yeah. You know, don't worry about it. I am a licensed pilot. Probably. I assume so. Such a cute little, like, wooden camp town. It's very cozy. Makes me feel like I'm at an amusement park. Heyo, hatchling. You're leaving us to seek adventure amongst the stars. In your turn, let's you, me, and Gossin open up a bottle of the good stuff. I'm only seeking adventure amongst one star, actually. Other stars are too far away. Another metaphor ruined in the name of scientific accuracy. Nonetheless, I do hope you enjoy your travels. Good luck. Tibarth is such a cozy place to be in. Yeah. This is very cozy. Woo! Oh. That was awkward. I am dead. Off to a great start. You died in the tutorial. Well done. Yep. Mission accomplished. It's like, ooh, hole in the ground. What happens if I go into it? I die. And we get credits. Well, so that's it. We've beaten the game. GG. Very fun. Fun game. Sure, Osha did something like that, but instead of drowning, they broke their legs to death. Ah, rest in peace. I mean, you know, can hardly fault us for our curiosity. Curiosity killed the cat, after all. Or the cat maid in this case. It's a lot of person for such a short game. Yeah. That is quite the credits for, you know, a quick, 15-minute title. Of course, we get all the Kickstarter backers and stuff. Online playtesters and... Yep. Woo. Oh, thesis advisors. Is this someone's post-grad project at school? That's pretty cool. Thank you for playing Outer Wilds. Yep. I did in fact play Outer Wilds. I just had to start over. It almost reminded me of Nier Automata and its bad ends. Yeah, exactly. Except the credits are sped up. Same idea. Okay, let's go find those launch codes. This house is closed. Hello, banjo person. So you can actually go down there once you have access to your ship thanks to the spacesuit. Ah, that makes sense. Hello there, Space Cadet. I heard you're leaving the crater today. If you meet any of the other travelers up there, remind them to take proper care of their instruments, won't you? It's questions like that make us worried about you going up into space on your own, you know? The observatory is up the path behind the waterfall. There are a couple of signs marking the way, but really, see it going up and then hook a right when you get to the Zero-G cave. Cool. I mean, I'd be worried about me too. I'm practically Kerbal Space Program levels of competent here. Hello, astronaut. What's with the radio? We wanted to play hide and seek, but Moraine won't let us borrow their signal scope because it's really delicate and not supposed to be thrown around like that. Hey, can we use your signal scope? Can we? Can we please? We'll even let you be it. Sure, let's play. Yeah, okay. Here are the rules. Galena and me will hide with these radios, and we'll use your signal scope to find us. Last one we found wins. Okay, close your eyes and start counting. Cool. This is the tutorial for how to use the signal scope, more or less. Find radio signals, I'm assuming. Should be surprised, but it's also the only time in the game where you have the hide and seek frequency. Oh, makes sense. Well, you know, they easily could have had other hide and seek things in the game, but it makes sense that they don't. There we go, hello. Hiding up on the roof. Sneaky, sneaky. You found me. Yep, I did. Can I actually zoom while using the signal scope? Ah, so you can. That is right bumper. Ah, there we go. Cool. That'll be helpful. Ah, he's hiding behind the waterfall. Smart. You got me, but I'm the last one. I win. I'll still play again when you get back from space, okay? You gotta. Yep, sure thing. Oh. Oh good, I didn't immediately drown. I was about to panic there. That's the smart. Everyone knows there's always a secret behind the waterfall. Exactly. As soon as it saw it pointing out that direction, I was like, ah, he's behind the waterfall, isn't he? Fishing. Fishing rhyme, singing helps me pass the time. Leaving the crater? Guess I'll be a little busier without you around to lend a hand. Big water planet, Giant's Deep. That's where I'd go. Why's that? One time, after the rest of the village had left to sleep and it was just the two of us sitting around the campfire, Gabbro told me about their first trip to Giant's Deep. They entered their ship easily enough in the waves, but couldn't see too far down. Kind of how murky the water was, I guess. Too dark. Gabbro wants to see what lay beneath the surface, so they decided to travel deeper. Travel down and down. Suddenly, Gabbro couldn't go any further. Yeah, Giant's Deep is a current you can't pass through. Sure, okay, but shut up a minute. This is the good part. So, exercising a will of its own, the water was refusing to let Gabbro go any deeper. Let Gabbro back. Almost as if we were trying to protect him from something. And then in the terrible darkness, Gabbro saw it. A tentacle of some hideous beast. Ah! And that's what Gabbro said anyway. Whatever it was, it freaked Gabbro out pretty good. Everyone wants to hear new stories at the village campfire, you know? Make sure you bring some back with you. Sure thing. I can do that, probably. Onward! So perhaps unsurprisingly, the observatory would be at one of the highest points in the village. That would make sense. Where you'd put an observatory. Danger! Inside this fence is a pocket of ghost matter. A strange and dangerous substance that's invisible to the naked eyes. Good news is you can detect ghost matter with the camera. Moving through ghost matter is uniquely painful and will probably kill you. Don't complain to me if you hurt yourself fooling around. Cool. Ghost matter is extremely deadly. Sounds about right. And he's throwing rocks at it. You know how much time to get out of it not to die in it? Cool. Noted. Hi, astronaut. You know the patch of ghost matter inside this fence? Gostin said it used to be bigger when they were a hatchling, because ghost matter evaporates. This takes a super long time to go away. Got it. I see what they were doing there. I hope there's still ghost matter in the village when I'm grown up. Ghost matter is awesome. You know ghost matter is how Tectile lost their foot, right? Whoa, really? That is so cool. Interesting, so it shows up on the camera. Seems kind of inconvenient, but you know. In fact, every Hearthian's name is linked to geology, according to what I read. That makes sense, yeah. Like, Tektite is a type of rock formation and whatnot. So that makes sense. These Arcos, I'm not sure what that is, but seems reasonable. I got another set of little rock formations up here, just like we did down below. This time, I'm guessing I don't fall to my death automatically. There we go. So there's a cave. Probably don't go down there, but... Whoa! Oh boy. I don't need legs, do I? I didn't die. Cool. Oh. So how did I not take damage from that? But I did from the small hop down. Cool. That's fun. Game logic. But that's fun. Moraine. Oh, hello, astronaut. Never tried using them to fly. Maybe they remove fall damage. Makes sense. Seems plausible. Be kind of a jerk move to just kill someone for that. But I don't know how deadly this game is. It's good weather for your launch, right? That's lucky. Any good sounds from space today? There are. A signal scope is set to the Outer Wilds Ventures frequency. So you're listening to the Traveler's music. Sound I heard Rebek's banjo coming from Brittle Hollow. Hope that means they're safe. You can hear different planets too. Depends on what time of day or night it is, since different planets are in the sky at different times. Signal scopes are cool. Oh, it's actually light out now. That's cool. Aside from when planets pass in front of the sun. Scout launcher. Young Bark Crater. Geyser Mountains. Quantum Grove Crater. Ilmai Ruins. Ah, cool. So you can see it as it's flying. That's neat. And I guess they got a full planet, so you can see things beyond the smaller region. That's fun. Out of the crater. Over the desolate plains. When the scouts stop moving, you can rotate to take photos of what's around. Nice. See, there we go. Ah, full 360 degrees of rotation, too. Neat. That's a cool mechanic. Cool, and you can't get it stuck in trees. That's the important thing. Let's take photos of yourself once you have your own scout launcher. Nice. Like the character actually exists. You're not just a floating camera with no body. And I'm guessing this is a path we have to go down to get to the observatory. Back into the cave, there's a tutorial in there? Okay. Let's see, where was that at? Right over here. Gossin. Hey, I thought I might see you before the big launch. You're just getting the better view? Right, like you weren't nervous for your first flight. Hey, don't worry about it. Your nerves are between you, me, and the vast endlessness of space. Really, you'll do fine out there. Worry more about that ship if I were you. Hopefully that lunatic Sleet at least fix the retro rockets. So listen, there's a satellite, which is definitely not just a piece of broken mining equipment. Set up down in the Zero-G cave and in need of repairs. If you're looking for a little last-minute Zero-G practice, head down the left and into the cave. Or don't, so long as you're confident you can make ship repairs in space. One repaired satellite coming up. Cool, get to it and try not to concuss yourself right before your first launch. Can't tell me what to do. It looks like Starfields. You could, in fact, tell me what to do. Fair point, fair point. It's absolutely something you can do. Woo, high jump. Not quite 0G, but definitely low G. Zero-G cave. Okay, suit up. Okay, now it's 0G. Okay, maybe not. 0.4 times gravity. I see. Okay, so we got horizontal thrust and vertical thrust. Woo! Jetpacks are fun. Oh, we've got limited fuel. Okay, that's important. Unlimited oxygen. Would it be possible to have an actual zero-G cave on a planet that has gravity? I'd assume probably not, unless there was like a really weird shape and it was a cave at like the center of the planet or something. But generally speaking, no, you'd be pulled down by the core because it'd be more dense than the outer layers of the planet. Just fuel canisters around to refill your fuel. Cool. Good to know. How's it going, Tough? Hey, nice of you to drop down. Getting some zero-G time in. So you going in there, in the cave? What? No, I'm fine. Great and fine. Yeah, I'm gonna go drift around down there for a while. It's gonna float upside down and whatnot. Just, you know, ricochet off the walls, spin around a lot, that kind of thing. You're the worst. I know. Well, you know, he won't be able to complain about me for much longer once I'm no longer here. So I'll be going into space. Whoa, okay, that's trippy. Ah! There we go. Probably better to jump to take off here. There we go. Oh, it's so dark. Okay, now we're in zero-G. Nice. Okay. So we need to repair this. There we go. Alright, 50% fuel. I've wasted a lot just messing around. There's another leak. There we go. Get in closer. There we go. And there's the final one inside there. There we go. There's you've repaired the quote-unquote satellite. I'm just bouncing around. Woo. Now how to fly in 0G and how to repair your ship if the landing is a bit too rough. Well done. I'm sure there's absolutely no way that I will desperately need to use those tools, because I will never have any problems and I'll never crash into anything. Nope. No problems at all here. I got they have platforms so you can theoretically jump your way out without using too much fuel. It's nice of them. Ooh. Nice. I'll just put the suit back with almost all of its fuel gone. Don't worry about it. That's the next person's problem, not mine. Long elevator. There we go. Nicely done. Of course, it'll be a little more stressful when you're hurtling through space, but just remember your training and try not to hit anything big. What is this, Dark Souls? Long elevator. I can see you're itching to get off this rock, so go get the launch codes from the observatory and get out of here already. Best of luck out there. And hey, try to avoid getting yourself killed now that I put so much time into training you, got it? Is the planet considered big? I would say so. Let's say that qualifies as something that I will feasibly hit. Possibly even more than once. So you have to never land. So you want to hit something big. There you go. You just never land, you'll never touch anything. Unedited Ventures, Timber Hearth's first and only space program, was founded to explore the farthest reaches of our solar system. Feldspar was the first Hearthian to be intentionally launched into space. They completed the first orbit around Timber Hearth and later made the first of what will be many landings on our moon, the Outer Rock. This is the museum. Cool. Our latest day museum. Unedited Ventures founding members. Climbers from top left: Hornfels, Gosson, Slate, and Feldspar. This is really new. These people are still alive. Thanks to these additional founding members of Outer Wilds Ventures, without whom we would never have gotten off the ground. Matthew Steinhauser, Ben Thornton. Ah. So those are backers. Nice. Hey, it's my favorite astronaut. Launch day at last, huh, buddy? It's a translator tool's inaugural flight tool. I'm so excited to it's making me nauseous. I'm surprised to see Wrecker in there. I think you'll be able to translate any my text you want, anywhere you are. Two of us put a lot of hours into inventing that tool, so don't break it, okay? Oh geez, do not break it. Ignore me, okay? I'm just nervous. I'm not even the one going into space. How are you feeling? I'm terrified. Ah, don't let me make you nervous. You've been training for this day since you were hatchlings. We were hatchlings, remember? You'll do great, I promise. So what's the dirt? You here to see the new Nomai statue? Of course. I knew you want to see it before you headed off. Hornfels just finished prepping it for display today. Amazing, isn't it? Guess we wish we could see what a real live Nomai looks like, but I guess this is as close as we'll ever get. Check it out. Looks like they had fur. Fur is weird. It's the first fully intact statue ever found, you know? For how old it is, it's in great shape. Ah, geez, I got a little carried away there. Go on, you have a ship to launch. Take care of yourself out there, you hear? Fancy. This remarkably intact statue was carved by the Nomai, an ancient species that dwelled in our solar system thousands of years ago. Statue provides us with our most detailed look yet at the Nomai, who appear to have been covered with a layer of fur, of the decorative jewelry that has been carved as part of the antlers. Though their artifacts and structures have been found on almost every planet in the solar system, we still have no idea where the species came from or what happened to them. Sounds like a mystery. I guess he gave us the launch codes. Aren't they around here somewhere? What's this? Strange drug moving around in this grotto appears to react to conscious observation. Now that among us realize there must be some sort of optical illusion at play, but Gabbro claims the rock exists in all possible states until it is observed, whatever that means. Whatever is actually happening, both sides of this debate agree the fact is extremely creepy. Rock. Nice. Teleporting rock. That's fun. Very cool. Stars like our sun generate light and heat by fusing hydrogen into helium. As it grows older, the star runs out of hydrogen and starts to contract. So that's the life cycle of the sun. Very cool. The star's core contracts, gets hotter, causing the outer layers to expand. The stars become a red giant. When the core is hot enough, it starts to fuse helium into carbon. The star is massive enough, it'll continue to fuse carbon into even heavier elements like iron. Ultimately, the star will collapse under its own gravity and then explode in a violent event called a supernova. Based on Chart's observations, this will one day be the fate of our own sun. Nice. Supernovas are cool. This crystal was taken from a Nomai ruin on Brittle Hollow. It seems to create a local gravity distortion and was most likely used to traverse steep surfaces. Try it out. Is the Nova really that super, though? It's certainly something. I mean, I guess it hasn't evolved into a hyper sun yet, or a hypernova. So it doesn't have that going for it. There you go, get all the way up to the roof, jump off. Realistically, we would have fallen on our backs there, but we didn't. There's a lander. These Nomai skulls. Yep. Ah, we can translate. Oh, that's trippy. That looks like a very fancy language. It's like... almost looks like chemical structures. Nearly ready. Felix and I have finished construction, and she says calibrating the device won't take long. Fortunately, the outer rock's lack of atmosphere will make calibration simple. After all this time, I'm thrilled to finally resume our search. This Use of Nomai writing was essential to deciphering their unique language. While this text is linear, Nomai text often branches off from a central point. Interestingly, each branch tends to be written by a different author. They're transcriptions of dialogues. That's fancy. I understand they're pulled around by the moon's gravity. That's fun. This really is a small planet. That looks spooky. It's like an anglerfish, but an alien. Here we go, map of the solar system. Oof. Fancy. That's one of the inhabitants of Dark Bramble. Cool. So, not a fun place. I understand now. A Hollow, Hollow's Lantern. Ashen Twin and Ember Twin. Timber Hearth and the Outer Rock. Giant's Keep. Giant's Deep, sorry. What's that? I'm guessing that'll be important later. Yeah. I appreciate you for not spoiling it. That was a rhetorical question. There's that thing there as well. Fancy. Exciting. There's the telescope. Oh, Hornfells. There you are. I just finished pre-flight observations and local conditions are good. Time to get our newest astronaut off the ground. You'll be our first astronaut ever equipped with a Nomai translator tool. Confess, I've been giddy all day just thinking about it. We're better equipped than ever to unravel the mysteries of the Nomai. You and Hal should be very proud of your work. Tell me, what's your plan once you're in space? I'm gonna wing it. Planning to follow in the footsteps of Feldspar and the great Old Wilds Ventures tradition, are you? I might have guessed. I'll see if you can't put that translator tool of yours to good use while you're out there. Well, it looks like that's all that's left is to send you off. All in all, it's a fine day for a launch. I'm ready to die in space. I'm not one for superstition, but isn't that kind of unlucky to say before a launch? See, joke's on you. You think that wasn't a guarantee based on my flying skills. At any rate, here are the launch codes. Try not to worry too much. Our ships are every bit as safe as Slate could be persuaded to make them. Best of luck out there. Let me know if I can help you with anything. I'll be fine. Probably. What's the worst that could happen? Hey there, little guy. Alright, let's go launch our ship. Oh, hello. Can I help you? Been eaten by a giant anglefish, I'd say. Cool. I'm just gonna go now. But have a good day. Not creepy at all. Hey, so did you get a look at that Noma statue? The statue was glowing. Why was it glowing? Oh, the statue was doing what? Was eyes open and then you saw images from your own memories and glowing lights flying around? You mean like a hallucination? So no offense, but are you sure you're okay to launch, like, medically speaking? Now that statue is definitely weird. I mean, if you're saying it happened, then I guess maybe it did, but why? Fernfeld's tried everything to get the statue's eyes to open. Nothing like this ever happened to them. I don't think you're going to get any answers from the museum statue, but Gabbro said that they were going back to Giant's Deep. Don't know which island they're on, though. Of course it's weird, it's a different species. I'd be able to tell you more? On the other hand, Gabbro's, you know, Gabbro. Maybe you're better off searching for more info on your own. Geez, now I'm really jealous that you're going into space. Hey, see if you can use our translator tool to find out more about that statue, okay? Good luck and safe flying. So asking a reptile what they think of a mammal after just seeing a picture? Doesn't have any writing on the statue. And then to translate there. And jump on top of it? I can. Haha. Not that it does anything. But you know. Small sense of satisfaction. Alright, time to get ready for launch. Hello, astronaut. You going into space today? Are you going into space and never coming back like Feldspar did? What? Yeah, Hornsfeld says Feldspar went away into space and didn't come back. Hornsfeld said Feldspar was the best pilot ever, but no one knows what happened to them. That's not something I want to think about right now. If Feldspar disappeared, you might disappear too, right? Not as good as Feldspar, so you should be really careful not to get lost. I mean, yeah, accurate. Fair point, fair point. Hard to argue with that. Alright, let's go. Time to go crash into things. Put brain in microwave? Yeah, something like that. Hello. Is that Shade Oak? Welcome, welcome. I'm playing Outer Wild for the first time, so please no spoilers. But, yeah. I was going to do a game dev coding stream, but I did not have the mental capacity to do it, so we're playing games instead. Oh, I can suit up. Do we need to suit up? Probably not. This game is so good, I've heard. I'm very excited. Alright, let's go. And we're off. Ooh, okay. Never used the landing camera. Now, why would you need to look where you're landing? That seems completely optional. Alright, why don't we start by just landing on the moon? Seems like a good place to start. So those arrows show our relative velocity. Oop. Ah! Almost crashed there. That's awkward. Why not just fake it? Like NASA. There we go. That sounds like a plan. It's useful info on it, but more often than not, mess with your landing when you tried it. Makes sense. Okay, here we go. Wait. Oh, that was the wrong button. B. Not B's. Cancel. A? No. Why are those both bound to B? That seems inconvenient. Okay. Gentle landing. Gentle landing. That's not helpful. Gentle landing. There we go. Basically landed right. There we go. Let's disembark. There we go. We're on the moon. Huzzah. Got the flag. Very cool. Smarter than quite a few people you saw play that game. Nice. And this is not my first time playing a space flight game, to be fair. This thing looks important. Sometimes the player's forgetting to take the suit. That's funny. Kind of mistake you only make a few times. Once, and then you're good for a while, and then you accidentally make the same mistake again, and seems like a really important thing to remember. Okay, oxygen meter actively going down now. Cool, good to know. Makes sense. We've got our scout launcher and our signal scope. Nice, we got a trail of where we've been on the planet. So we can get back to our ship if we can just follow our way back. Cool. It's so dark. Now we're back at the ship. There you go, trees. Trees detected, oxygen tank refilled. Cool. Let's have at all times an arrow to tell you where the ship is. Ah, yeah, I see that. Nice. And we get oxygen refilled at trees. That's good to know. Hello, Esker. Oh, hey, it's you. Ground control didn't tell me you were launching. Long time no see. Which I guess it's been a long time since I've seen anyone. Is that you whistling? Probably, or actually definitely. Other travelers carry instruments, so they don't bother whistling. Whoops. You can pick up their music with a signal scope, you know? Best spot for that is the North Pole. Great reception. Use a signal scope when the game tells you there's an unidentified signal nearby. Cool, makes sense. North Pole is marked in red on your mini-map, but the outer rock is a pretty small moon, really. Just go north, you can't miss it. Have the other travelers come by? The lunar outpost saw more traffic back when our ships were less sophisticated and need more frequent repairs. Nowadays, it's mostly used to keep a set of eyes on things. Sometimes Shirk comes by to say hi, but Gabbro is Gabbro. You know how Rebeck feels about unnecessary spaceflight. Talk to you later. Cool. So I've identified Esker. Cool. Alrighty. We can toast marshmallows. Nice. I would argue golden brown is the perfect marshmallow, but some people might disagree. Alright, so this is the North Pole Observatory. Cool. Not observatory, but platform thing. Cool. Let's see if we can get up there. Here we go. Yep, I missed. Gonna take some getting used to. There we go. Esker's signal scope log. Day 48. Still not picking up Rebeck's banjo from Brittle Hollow. I'm sure they're fine, but I'll feel better once I can hear their music. Day 51. Listen to Chirp play for a while today. Related, someone should tell Porphy and Gossin their flirting is not subtle from an aerial perspective. Day 55. Banjo music coming in loud and clear today. Sounds like Rebeck's doing okay. That oaf, I was worried. Day 63. Today I thought I heard something strange. I don't know. It's probably nothing. Day 70. No, it's back again today, too. Something strange is coming from Timber Hearth. Day 76. Okay, I know this is crazy, but the sound from Timber Hearth sounds exactly like Feldspar's harmonica. But Feldspar disappeared in space ages ago. Can't be them. Day 88. It's still here. This is creepy. Maybe my signal scope is broken? Better talk to Nisus. Nice. Spooky. So something's weird with Feldspar. I'm sure we'll find out more about that later. Yeah, you know, it's a good creepy mystery to keep you on your toes. The name. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I was just guessing. Usually the G is silent. There's harmonica. Way over there. Cool. I can also hear from the planet. It's like an echo, maybe? Banjo coming from over there. So I guess the idea is they play their instruments so they can be picked up on the signal scopes from farther away. It's kind of a cool bit of lore. Makes sense, too, based on how their technology works. It's really fun. Alright, I've used up a fair bit of oxygen, so I should probably get a move on. Whoop. Shoot. Panic. There we go. Oh, hard landing, hard landing! Ah! Slow down. Slow descent. There we go. Got a pickaxe. There we go, a fuel. Nice. Shirt's research notes. Property of shirt. This is an old crater. The neat thing here is that the composition of the samples I took from the impact site matched the composition of the ice on the outskirts of Dark Bramble. I'd posit the outer rock was hit with a piece of the planet that used to be where Dark Bramble now lies. To follow up on, maybe there are more fragments of the old planet Dark Bramble destroyed on other astral bodies in the solar system. Cool. So there's Bramble ice in this crater. Something we potentially need to be concerned about. Ow. Okay, I need to get out of this crater. There we go. Now, without leaving the planet. Let's get back to the ship. And I wish they would release a DLC around what exactly happened where Dark Bramble is now. Start explaining the place is weird. That seems like a good candidate for DLC, yeah. Alright, put the suit back. Alright, so I guess that's basically it for the moon. What's on the ship's log? Ah, basically a breakdown of everywhere we've been and all the signals we've seen. Spooky. Alright, let's get liftoff. There we go. Keep track of what noteworthy things have been read or found or whatever. Makes sense. So you're missing a thing on the moon? Okay. This is a huge crater. Oh. Try not to leave the atmosphere. I haven't been here yet. Oh. There we go. Hard down. Suit up before we step out of the ship. This is spooky. There's an orb. Oh. What is this, Metroid? Raise the orb. Okay. So we put it on whatever this is. And then I'm guessing this is highlighting something. So it's tracking one of the planets, I assume. Can't tell which one because there's like 3 things stacked on top of each other right now at this angle. That's cool. And if we set it to a different one... Easier if the sun wasn't in the way too, yeah. It's a flute. Cool. That's fun. So we got Cracked Planet. I'm guessing that's the gas giant. Or not the gas giant, but the big one, the water one. And then I'm not sure what the spiky one is. I have a map. What am I doing? I can check that. Giant's Deep. That's what I would assume that is. Brittle Hollow. I'm guessing that's probably the one that's cracked. And then maybe the spiky one is the Ash Twin. I guess it could be the Dark Bramble too. Let's see, so this would be pointing at... Is it pointing at Brittle Hollow? Like one from the left is the sun. Yeah, you're right. It's just tracking the center of the sun. Okay, that makes sense. You got the sun rays. Oh, what's it doing? Whoa. What the heck? Huh. That happened. Yep, that was the sun exploding. Okay, and we're back to where we started, apparently. Oh, I have stepped in fire. I'm gonna eat marshmallows rapidly to replenish my health. There we go. Should be good enough. Hey, Slate, what the heck? Did I just die? Oh, a bad dream or something? Still like half asleep, but it's a negative on being deceased. Now it's tradition to sleep out under the stars the night before a launch, but if you ask me, it makes you all a bit jumpy. Cool. Well, I already know the launch code, so I guess I'm out of here. I need to stick around. On the other hand, maybe we can go take a look at that statue. See if it's still being weird. Oh, whoops. I did not mean to do that. I am still alive. Apparently. Just a minor broken leg. How did that not kill you? I don't know. All damage you Wilden. Okay. So I can run back here. Chip log doesn't change when you die. Any info you got is still in there. Nice. That's convenient. That'd be kind of awkward if you had to reset that. Yeah, I got multiple people chilling at the statue now. How's it going? Hey, I was just about to come find you. Look, look. You gotta see this. The Nomai statue's eyes are open. They used to be closed. Probably should have started with that. And now they've opened. We're not sure why they opened, since no one actually saw it happen, but this is huge news. Should someone tell Gabbro? Or maybe Rebek? No stars, this is exciting. It's making my stomach hurt. Hey, look at this. Statue opened its eyes. Bet you wish you'd seen that happen, huh? Me too. I'm not even a little closer to understanding what's going on with this statue. Something needed? Tell me more about Feldspar. Feldspar was one of the 4 founding members of Outer Wilds, along with our flight coach Gossin, Slate the engineer, and me. As crowd control and later the museum curator, I didn't work with Feldspar as closely as Slate and Gossin did. I can tell you Feldspar was absolutely fearless, though. Nothing scared them. Just piloted everything Slate ever built. It's a wonder Feldspar lived to see space, frankly, but they did. All sorts of dangerous stunts and explored everything they could find. Then one day they just didn't come back. We don't know what happened, or where Feldspar went, or even whether they're still alive. It's been a long time since they left. Where are the other travelers? Let's see. Church is on the Hourglass Twins, Rebek is on Brittle Hollow, and Gabbro is on Giant Steep. And there's Feldspar, obviously, but of course we don't know where they are, if they're even still alive. Feldspar has been lost for a very long time, I'm afraid. Okay, cool. Thank you, base statue god. I guess we head back out there then. Assuming we don't fall to our death. I should really stop jumping randomly. That is just so much fun. Or you should do that even more. That's another plan. I like that plan too. Oops. Speaking of which. I was just trying to get on top so I could geyser up, but I accidentally fell in. Oh good, it's gonna bring us back to life. Very nice of it. It's only the second time you've died there. Yep. Those. Oh, cool. Good to know we can keep dying and it's fine. Even for dumb reasons. Good to know the statue doesn't care how we die. Otherwise it gets sick of us very quickly, I'm sure. All of our stupid deaths. Alright, off! Onward! Oh. Gravity's a lot higher on this planet. Of course it is. Let's see, is there any interesting things here before I even leave? Got big fancy geysers? A weird banjo signal? Or harmonica? That's the one. Around here somewhere, maybe? There we are. Ooh. Ah! Bumpy landing. There we go. I guess we don't need the suit while we're down here. Now, bumpy enough, nothing broke. True. Very true. I'm gonna gamble that's gonna be a better than average landing. Or worse than average landing, depending on who you ask. That doesn't look normal. Do it better? Sure thing. I'll make sure the next one's a better landing just for you. Hey, hatchling. Thought you were taking that tin can of yours into space today. What are you still doing here? Me? Saw something crash over the horizon. Didn't like what I was seeing in the pictures my little scout was sending back, so I thought I'd come over here myself and take a look. So it crashed. I don't know what it is exactly. Looks like some kind of plant seed. But it's not anything I've seen on Timber Hearth before. Trust me, I was quite the explorer back in the day. Think it's extraterrestrial? Kinda looks like something that might have come off Dark Bramble. Whatever it is, it put down roots in a hurry. Don't like the look of this thing, hatchling, and that's a fact. I think I'll set Marl and Hal loose on it. Best get rid of this mess sooner rather than later. No one can remove an unwanted plant faster than a tree keeper can. Have to get a look at what's inside the seed first, though. Don't want to set anybody to hacking up a potentially dangerous plant without a better idea of what's lurking inside there. Tuff can help me haul the old scout launcher over here. Obviously, the opening is too small for someone to fit inside, and anyway, I'm not going to blindly stick my hands into anything that looks as unpleasant as that seed does. That's a good way to lose an arm or two. Oh. Ouch. Probably should have seen that coming. Send a child in. There you go. That seems like a reasonable plan. Yeah, that's definitely where the harmonica's coming from. Can we send a scout in? Is that on our suit? Yes, okay. There we go. It is fallen underneath. There we go. Error, duplicate signal. That's supposed to mean. Small panel thing left to where you take and put back your suit as a full health and field regen. Good to know. Wait, how's the scout increasing in distance? Ah! Back. It's like a wormhole. So it gets there, and there's an anglerfish with trees growing in it, and then hits that spike and crashes. That's an excellent point. So the other scout signal is in Dark Bramble. Of course it is. That explains the harmonica. The interloper. So that's another thing we have to worry about. Okay, so somehow that's linked to Dark Bramble. Cool. Well, that's one mystery solved. If I leave the scout there, can I go and get myself killed in Dark Bramble? I assume so. Okay, so that's where you would restock and refuel and all that. Cool. Alright, well, let's go take a look then. Need to have suit on to use the thing, makes sense. Cool. Okay. So we're looking for Dark Bramble. There we go. Let's go find our scout. I like these arrows. Make it easier to track your relative velocities. Some people don't like using it for reasons, but as an autopilot. I see it. Oh, there we go. There's that hard landing we were looking for. There we go. You don't want to have to manage speed and stuff. I feel like it's more fun flying manually, even if it's all less efficient. But that's just me. Yep. Very effective landing. Okay, Adam, what is that explosion that I see every time the time resets? Am I on the autopilot, but you prefer doing it by hand too? More fun that way. Oh. Right. I need to actually, like, get off the ground. There we go. I guess the scout signal is gone. But we can redo that. And scout signals because your scout was there. Exactly, yeah. So we'll need to set that back up if we want to pursue that. Which we can always come back and do it later, probably, but that is our one lead so far, so I might as well. Alright. See if I can just, Almost. There we go. I did it. He needs to, like, exit the vehicle. I waste precious time. Time that could be better spent repeatedly trying to launch it from within the ship. You go faster than you normally, but that was a lot funnier. Exactly. Okay, so this time let's slow down before we approach. Not slowing down fast enough! Not slowing down fast enough! Okay. Next time I will accelerate less. Slow down, you can do that when you hit the ground. Makes sense, makes sense. We did in fact come to a stop. Yeah, so there's that thing there, and then it gets hit by whatever that blue thing is, and breaks. Okay. Haptic feedback is going off. The controller. Which isn't necessarily a problem, but it's a little bit awkward. Okay. Try it again. Okay, now it's gone. So just stuck there until something else triggered the haptic feedback again. Fun useless fact, there's a working eject button in the cockpit. Nice. There we go. Is there anything else interesting in here? Not a whole lot. Health and fuel full, nice. You can find it using the free look, which is by pressing down on the D-pad while you're at the cockpit. Cool. There we go. Ah, ha. Ship hull breach detected. Nice. We have ejected. Ship is now unusable. Congratulations. Huzzah. That's okay. We can still, let's just follow the scout in. I think that sounds like the best plan of action here. Oh, we don't fit. Rip. What a long way to die. You know what? I bet this game uses a ton of video memory because it's taking all these screenshots all the time. I bet that's why it's more intensive than you'd expect. Because that'll use up a lot of video memory to have full resolution screenshots. Okay. So we lift off, and then where's the crater? Okay, yeah, it's just over to the left. Cool. And we can set down. More or less next to it. Put on the suit. Jump out of the hatch. Take the scouter. Launch the scout. Back to the ship. There we go. And we're off. So then we can hold feed. Maybe there should be different buttons. And what's A button being used for in this scenario? Yeah, that's probably it. Okay. That's better. Then try to match velocity, slow burn. Still going too fast. Dang it. I'm very bad at this. We'll get it eventually, though. Now, does the rewinder remember our settings changes? Maybe go slower? Yeah. I see more patience. I feel that'd be a good idea. I really want to know what that thing is. It's gotta be important for something. But one mystery at a time. And by that I mean many mysteries at a time, but investigate one at a time. Solar system's pretty small and all. Yeah, it doesn't seem too crazy. No rush. A little bit of rush because the sun's gonna go supernova, but other than that, no rush. There we go. Want to know how long you have before the sun explodes? Sure, that would be useful information. And relevant to our current circumstance. 22 minutes, cool. That's not too bad then, that's plenty of time to poke around for a while. There's that harmonica. Okay. I need to slow the heck down. And probably aim to overshoot. There we go. So rather than directly impacting the planet, we can slowly orbit around it until we can slow down. The moment you wake up, not counting when you're reading stuff because the base options makes so the time gets paused when you do that. So then already went supernova, in which case it doesn't care. Makes sense. Cool. Okay. Slow down. Oh, so slow. Guess we go through the big portal-looking thing in the center. There we go. Oof. Yeah, this is much bigger on the inside. Find a successful approach of something that isn't the end of rock. To be fair, I assume this is one of the more difficult planets to land on. especially seeing as it isn't really a planet. Oof. Yeah, this is very spoopy. Very spooky. And then we've got another layer. Getting in the planet isn't the hard part, all you're gonna say. I do believe you're right about that. And we've got another layer. Now we've got 3 duplicate signals. Okay. Let's put the one on the right. Whoop. This place also has the gift to make your anxiety and stress go way high and you hate it. Cool. Oh geez, it's a 3D maze. That's very trippy. Oh. Here we got one of the big things. There's trees. Whoop. And a campfire. Rolling is left trigger, right stick. Okay. There we go. Okay. Need to put down somewhere, or our ship isn't gonna go AWOL on us. There we go. Close enough. Already in the suit. Perfect. Woo. Duplicate signal ship, duplicate signal scout. I think the only place that stresses you much is this place is a specific part of the DLC. Good to know, good to know. It's a terrible landing, but it's a thing. Hey, Feldspar, you're alive! Whoa, where'd you come from? No one's come here in, well, ever, actually. That makes you the second Hearthian to ever reach Dark Bramble. After me, of course. Well done. Say, it's you. They made you an astronaut? You haven't blown yourself up yet. Good for you. Feldspar, you're alive. Never were the brightest hatchling, were you? Yeah, that's right, I'm alive. Been camping out here since my ship, crashed. Violently. You crashed? But you're the greatest pilot in Hearthian history. I haven't lived in polite society for a while, so I'm just gonna go ahead and assume that wasn't sarcasm. The story goes like this. I just finished exploring the core of Giant's Deep. I wanted to try my hand at Dark Bramble, seeing as no one had ever been before. We haven't blown ourselves up yet, but the sun sure did. Getting around in Dark Bramble was easy, mind you. Once you've dodged one massive interdimensional vine bristling with thorns, you've dodged them all. After a while, I ran into this huge anglerfish. You seen them? Big gnarly things. And this is the biggest one I've seen. Pulled a few stunts, tried to shake the thing off, nothing too fancy. Going full speed when the fish clips me, knocks me into a vine, and, well, like I said, I crash. Blammo! On impact, my ship starts making noises like it's coming apart from the inside, and I think, well, that ain't great. Sure enough, I barely get out of there before the electrical system starts sparking like crazy. It's either move fast or die unpleasantly, so I had to put a little distance between me and my poor fried ship. Camped out near where I crashed at first. Found the skeleton later. Great find, would have been stupid not to use it. So I moved my setup over here and planted my emergency tree seeds. Been here ever since. Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, that's how it all went down, hatchling. Story's over, but feel free to stay and enjoy the fire for a while. Or don't. Fire's not going anywhere. Should I tell ground control to come get you? Well, yeah, sure, whenever you have the time. Frankly, I kinda like it out here. Quiet. Peaceful-ish. You're a little young to understand, but it's a lot of pressure being the best that ever was. Been nice to have a break. It's not that I want you to stop, but just in case you have something to do, you should keep an eye on the time. It can go faster with this game. Makes sense. Yeah, we are running over, but I'm enjoying myself, so we'll probably keep going until at least 9. Or, that doesn't mean anything, because that's my time zone. Another half hour, let's say. So we should probably get all the information we can out of this guy, considering the potential difficulty in getting back here. And just in case, since, you sometimes there's stuff to do after stream, yep. In this case, I don't think I do. So actually, let me check something real fast. Refill my water while I'm at it. I'll be right back. Does it pause when I'm talking to people? It does not. But that would probably be nice to have. Cool. I will be back in just a sec. Sorry about that. I just remember that my friend had mentioned he might come over tonight, but it doesn't seem like he has. It's weird, not all the time, but sometimes you feel like the game sound is delayed. That's entirely possible. That might be the OBS lag. Thankfully, you don't have, like, you know, lip-synced dialogue or anything that would be really obvious if it was delayed. I found something. Lay it on me, hatchling. Found a dark bramble seed on Timber Hearth. That's bad business, hatchling. Sure will tell you if you so much as glance in dark bramble's direction, there used to be a fifth planet where the bramble is now. This infernal plant appeared at the center and kept growing and growing and growing, till it shattered the planet and scattered its pieces across space. If you don't get that seed you found sorted real quick like, I suspect Timber Hearth will be heading towards the same fate. I tell you what, the Hearthians have overcome far too much to be done in by some worthless seed. Well, so that's something we will probably have to deal with at some point. Where should I explore here? That's the spirit. Anywhere is good, but you should know that space is weird here. Intensely. Ever tried throwing your scout into one of these weird seeds? See there with a little opening? It's just big enough to launch one through. Scout tracker will tell you the scout is in two places at once. But I don't think that's wrong exactly, because space doesn't work right in here. The sea looks small, see, but inside it's bigger. Much bigger. I had a lot of time to think about this, and my theory is space in dark bramble kind of expands as you go through each sphere. That's why it's bigger inside those seeds. Well, that's my theory. Keep that in mind while you're exploring dark bramble, and maybe you won't get lost inside forever. Good luck! Nice, ship log updated, that's what I want to see. Reached the core of Giant Steep? How'd you do it? Giant Steep's core, huh? Ah, that was a wild one. Since you're asking, I gotta assume you haven't made it down there yourself yet, right? If I tell you how, it kinda feels like cheating. On a completely unrelated note, it sure was a big hollow vine my ship crashed into. Yep. Alright, you gotta go take a walk and see where it ends. You wanna go to the tail end of this anglerfish skeleton here and look for a flickering light in the fog. That'll be my old ship. Path starts there. Don't forget to use the signal scope on them. Go. I will do that. Where's your ship? Not far from here, as a matter of fact. If you go straight past the tail of the anglerfish skeleton here, you'll see a flickering light in the fog. Follow that and you'll find my own ship. My old ship. What's left of it, anyway. What happened to the anglerfish? Oh, the skeleton? It was like this when I got here. As near as I can tell, the anglerfish must have been chewing on the vine and eating a seed. And the seed grew and grew in the poor fish's stomach until this happened. Gross, huh? Skeleton was a good find. Keeps the fish away. See, they're territorial, so they mostly avoid each other. That's why I set up camp here. Cool. Signal identified, Felspar. Nice. I see he's got the crystal there. So that's why we have gravity here. Okay, so we're looking for the flashing light over there. Hey. You know, I should probably leave the other scout up there so I can find the way back out, theoretically. I don't know if it'll work that way. Ouch. That's not good. Delay is starting to affect me. It's expanding. That's not good. So the whole universe will be delayed. That'd be very appropriate for this game. Is there anything I have to do with this thing? Just look at it. You went out before you even had the ship on the stream side? That's awkward. Now let's see. Is there anything I can reset there then? Reset the game capture, reset VC face, reset the mic. That's where I mentioned the vibe being hollow. That's pretty important. Yeah, I think so too. So I guess the ship punched through the vine. That's fun. Ah! There we go. Looks mostly synchronized on my end, but I don't know what's up. I accidentally dragged one of my OBS panels out, and it freaked out. But I fixed it. Probably. Oh boy. Yeah, not sure what's up with that, the delay, but... Huh. Okay. Very scuffed. Trip 4, entry number, I'm gonna say not 1. Crashes 3, boring crashes 0, a personal best. Jellyfish, yep. Whoa-ho, never thought I'd see one of these beasties this out of Giant's Deep. They're awfully useful back there. Maybe a jellyfish could be useful here too? Blah, this thing tastes terrible. Inside is all rubbery and tough. Maybe that's because it insulates the jellyfish's insides from getting zapped by electricity? Alright, I'm going inside of this jellyfish's interior cavity to see if what's in there tastes any better. That sounds like a bad idea. So I feel like I was probably supposed to have already explored the other planets before I got to this point, but you know, props to them for having a non-linear game. Hello. Note to Feldspar. Do not eat this even if you are dying. It'd be too sad if this were the last thing you ever ate in this life. Guess these jellyfish are only useful for insulation from electricity. Again, do not eat. Love, Feldspar. Okay, cool. Don't eat the jellyfish. Good information. Imagine if it not just said, I am already dead. The note just said, I am already dead. That would be fun. Up, up. Yep. Is this the right time to panic? I think it's probably the right time to panic. We are outside the planet. With no ship. Theoretically, maybe I can fly back to the ship from here? If we get lucky and don't run into, something we don't want to run into. And 0G so you could keep your acceleration without even using your fuel? That's a good point. Just have to head in the direction. We do need to keep speed though, because we also don't want to run out of oxygen. But yeah, I should probably be more careful with my fuel at this point. It's a question of which one runs out first. Spooky vines. Okay, I'm gonna make it, unless I die here. There we go, oxygen tank refilled. Get back into the ship so we can refuel. Heal. There we go. Nice. Ship is stuck between the angular fish teeth. Yep, yes it is. It's being crunched. Found the frozen jellyfish near your ship. Ah, so the other thing is still there, is it? That's where I first camped out after the crash, you know? It's pretty cozy inside. Does lack the structural integrity and indomitable spirit of a camp made in the shelter at the very bones of the species that tried to eat you, I suppose. Still, very cozy. Yes, indeed. Alright. I suppose I can, theoretically, launch the scout through there. And look, it's heading right here. Oof. There it is. Okay. So let's try this again. This time let's not jump off the side. How much electricity do you think is left in Feldspar's ship after so much time sparking? Apparently, still a fair bit if it can still do damage. Interesting. Okay, so we're here. That jellyfish is here. And presumably there is a seed that leads to the whatever's the deep thing. The giant steep. So let's see, it landed here. Right in the ice. No brambles here. Just that one that we came out of. There's something else around here. I was gonna say you saw everything you had to see near that jellyfish. Cool. Yeah, it looked like it. That one doesn't look hollow. I guess we're technically back out on the outside of the planet. This path doesn't go anywhere else. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna start running low on oxygen though. You know what I can do though? I can plop down my scout here. And then if I fly out with my ship, I should be able to come back to this point from the outside. If that is how this works. Before you get lost to all the duplicate signals. Yeah, probably, but you know, it's worth a shot. Sun's exploding anyway. Yeah, I think we're about out of time. I'm gonna find a new and exciting way to die. Oh, I don't have my scout anymore. There's only one moment in the loop where this music plays. Got it. So that is the game over music. You know, theoretically I'd be safe in here. I'm not sure how the supernova would expand through all of the space. I know that's not actually how it works, but... Oh. Work the landing gear, that's fine. Oh, there we go, I heard the boom. When it starts, you have 1 minute-ish. Makes sense. Can't see anything. Oh, I see particles. Woo! You can actually see the supernova live if you open your map. Oh, that's really cool. I'll have to catch that next time. So much video of being on the in the Bramble planet. Well, at least they seem to be compressing those images. It's that light blue thing. I wonder if we can chase that. Congrats on visiting the easy part of Dark Bramble. Yep. I was like, I didn't see any giant fishies attacking me, so I'm assuming that that was the easy part. Real congrats for falling into space and managing to get back to your ship. Yeah. Thankfully I remembered the way we got in from previous time on the ship. Okay. Let's see, I'm looking for small light blue objects traveling. That looks like one. Is that the interloper? Might be. Don't think so. Ah, it's moving fast. It's slowly getting bigger. Pretty sure. Oh. Are you the only idiot who never realized you could chase after it? I don't think so. You discovered that during Oshi's stream of the game? I mean, I guess I just instinctively was like, hey, it's moving, I want it. I went too fast. Exited the solar system. Okay. Stop autopiloting me, I'm trying to reach this thing. I assume that either depopped or went too fast and was out of the solar system before you could even get back to the ship. This makes sense, it does move super fast. Need to not overshoot it, which means I've already overshot it. Getting closer though. Wildly overshoot it that time. There we go. Ah, stop. Stop autopiloting me back to the source system. I'm trying to go back there. Ah. With that object. I got it. Almost there. Glad you ever tried because it seems like a pain. That is a pain. There we go. It's bigger than I thought it was. That distances are hard to measure in space. A signal from it. It's just a thing. Let's see, it does have that logo on it, and it's made of that same gold trim as that facility on the moon. Keep feeling like I'm like Metroid and I need to scan it. That's not really a thing in this game. So, you know, if there was something else in that radar thing on the outer rock. Cool. Should probably go back there. That's not a thing. Nothing interactable with this, doesn't seem like. It's not with any tools that I have. Whoa. That's fun. And all the instruments playing. Alright. I guess that's all there is to see here. Still, cool. We are way off the grid. Way off the grid. was cool. I chased after the blue thing and I caught it. Alright, I think we'll play until the next reset, and that'll be it for tonight. Was it worth it? I don't know, but it was certainly an experience. Speaking of next resets, who's willing to bet I'm about to crash into the moon? You could say yes, it looked very neat. I would agree. You're moving very fast. Anything, you'll hit something else on the way. Now. And if I course correct. Oh yeah, we got a lot of velocity. Oh boy. Whew. Goodbye, moon. I feel like I have a really bad handle on just how fast I'm moving most of the time. I need to pay more close attention to the ranges so I can better gauge my relative velocity. Okay, that thing out there looks shiny. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to reach it yet, but I keep seeing it, and I wanna do something about it. Okay, I can't reach it. Cool. Never mind then. Scout's fine. Okay, this thing though. That I can go check out. Where even am I? I don't actually know. Am I up above the plane of the map? Is that what the line is? This is why they shouldn't have given me a spaceship. That was a terrible idea on their part. What about the space lab? Well, the space lab's fine. The space lab's not a spaceship. Can't crash it. At least not very easily. Okay, I'm going too fast. I'm going way too fast. I'm going to crash into the sun. Okay, I'm slowing down. I'm slowing down. I am not crashing into the sun. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, this thing on the interloper's orbit, I want to check it out. But if the sun was crashing into me, good question. That would be problematic. Okay, so I want to head in the general direction of the interloper. There, I can see it now. go. I'm having too much fun with this game. So much fun to explore. Okay, I overshot. Of course I did. That's what I do. So atmospheric. So pretty. Okay, I'm accelerating again. Let's try to keep our speed under 500 meters per second so we can readjust without crashing into things. There we go. That's coming from someone that isn't usually in either exploring or space. Nice. I already love space games, so this is right up my alley. Okay, this looks very much like some kind of black hole wormhole thing. So this might kill us if we get too close, but curiosity killed the cat after all. No, mind space games, we usually don't play them as their only selling point. Makes sense. Yeah, sci-fi is not enough to sell you on a game just on sci-fi alone. Sold you on the game was the mystery around the Nomai and the time loop. Makes sense. Which is a very cool mystery. Okay, gravity is... Okay, not weird here, just 0. You need more good time loop games? I agree. Never get sick of them. It's a fun mechanic. Okay, we got weird visual distortion. Probably also really weird to handle, yep. Absolutely. And this one looks different. It's over here. Ah, it's some kind of pod. And is a weird effect. See if we can make it in through here. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and there's a ball. Ooh. Freeze detected, oxygen refilled. There's no trees here. Whoa. Whoa. Sound of the thing moving started while the ball wasn't even halfway through the lock yet. Oof. I'm sorry. Amber Twin Projection Stone. Okay, that leads back out of the ship, I assume. You're not sorry, you're Hakbar. True. Translated, know my writing. Welcome to the White Hole Station. If you fell through the black hole by accident, don't worry, you aren't the first. This warp tower can return you to Brittle Hollow. Every warp tower is tuned to a specific astral body. Tower's warp can only be used during the brief window when the tower is aligned with its corresponding astral body, in this case Brittle Hollow. If If you look up while the station is rotating, you can see the alignment happens when the astral body is directly overhead. You must be standing on the warp platform on the floor during this alignment to be warped. Fancy. So that is the icon for that planet. Yeah, for Riddle Hollow. And go down the thing. This thing. I'm gonna make sure I check everything else out first. Alright, these like elevators? I get it. So there are trees. Fancy. So I'll hold on to the stone. And gravity crystals. There's a ball. I'm not entirely sure what that did. But things are rotating. And it's very trippy. Alright, so there's just these two floors. So that rotates, and then when it aligns, then warp. Got it. So what was the idea here? So this makes it start rotating in the opposite direction. Okay. Wonder if there's a particular reason we'd want to do that. I assume so. I don't know what this goes to, but I'm gonna hang on to it until I figure that out. It seems like the right thing to do. Ooh. When I do that, we're back out into space. Got it. So this is like a weird airlock thing. Lines. Woof. Teleport. And we are in ruins on the Brittle Hollow. Had the stream buffer for a second and delay seems to fix itself and won't be asking questions. Okay. Weird, but cool. I'm pretty sure that is the sun blowing up music. Goodbye. What sun? I don't know. I don't see a sun anymore. Boom. Okay, the question is, does that warp station stay active? Or does it reset every time? Actually, you can answer that if you know. So I think we're done for tonight, unfortunately. I don't want to go on too long. Resets like everything else? Okay, cool. That makes sense, but I wasn't sure if there was going to be a mechanic for that or not. Also 1.5-way trip. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. That does make sense. Alright, do I need to do anything special to save the game? Or is it auto-saved? You can go through and come back from the pad, but if you go back to the planet without the warp, it won't be active anymore. Got it. Give autosaves at the end of each loop. Makes sense. So we can quit here, and we're safe. Cool. Alright, well, I was not originally planning on streaming this tonight, but, you know, it was a good opportunity, so I'm glad I took it. This game is very engaging, and I will definitely be playing more of it. Honestly, I might take a break from game dev streams for a few weeks to play this game instead. It's a great game and you love it? Yeah, I can see why. It's really fun. Love the exploration, just the mystery of it all. It's also not that long, yeah. Figured as much. Especially as an indie game, there's only so much content you can do there. Alrighty.
No, you can't have. It's a new.
Go away. Alrighty, so let's kick off our raid. Thank you so much for being here, especially since I ran so long. Around 16 hours according to how long to beat. That's not too bad. So we can easily do that in 10 streams or so at my usual rate. Oh, VODs playing Celeste. That'd be very topical considering Nona just finished that. DLC itself is around 11 hours. Wow. Yeah, geez, that's... it's like 2/3 the length of the original game. That's really cool. DLC is great, by the way. Yeah, I'll probably pick it up once we're a few hours in. It sounds like it. If you like the game, go check it out. Changes a lot from the base game. Sounds good. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I don't mind dropping money, especially to support indies like that. And more content is always good. Alright, so we'll definitely be doing Triangle Strategy next Tuesday, and then I think tentative plan is Outer Wilds again on Friday. I think I want to play 2 games again during the week. So it works for me. So yeah, at least wait till I visit the different planets before taking the DLC so you have an idea of how all the stuff works. Yeah, that makes sense. Now that we've done the Bramble pilot, I'm sure there's more stuff to find there, but we can come back to it later. Probably be a good idea to go and explore all the planets. So we're going to do that next time. Alrighty. Oh, thanks for being here, Yazoo. I appreciate you. So there's to be found in Bramble, but it's to be found a lot later on. Yeah. Yeah, I am content with how much I've explored ahead on that. Finding Feldspar is the easy part. Makes sense. And it just gets harder from there. You have to deal with giant fish. Speaking of, you could also have gotten to them using the signal scope and following the harmonica. That makes sense. Because it's the same signal, basically. And they did set that up with the harmonica in the previous area. I did like having the the visual signal indicator from the scout. I think that made it a little bit easier to keep track of where I was going. But it's nice that there's multiple possible ways to handle that puzzle, so to speak. And I assume that some of the other branches that you could have taken through the maze get more complicated. Funny Easter egg in the main menu, the tile gets more and more destroyed as you stay on it. Oh, that's really cool. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, you got the cracks in the lettering. Did I drift apart? Yeah, it's subtle, but I can see it. That's really cool. Nice. And we'll definitely be playing more of this next week. So it's one of the rare games you won't start praising for a while. I totally get that. One of those games that's just very special. I can understand that. I was like that with Undertale for a while. Alrighty. So, I think I'm going to kick off the raid. But I will definitely see you later. I'll definitely be playing more of this. Playing Triangle Strategy. Like watching Undertale but couldn't get into it yourself. Understandable. Yep. Sorry for cutting discussion short. But I do have a thing at 9:30, so in 7 minutes that I do have to get ready for. But I do want to get as much time in this game as possible because, whoa, that was fun. See you in a few days for 3/4 of a stream as cutscenes. Yep, exactly. I wonder if that rate of 1 battle per hour is going to continue. So that's going to be a very long game. And I'm sure we'll see each other in Nono streams before then. Alrighty. Thank you as always, and I will see you next time. Maybe, maybe not. Who's to say? Not you. Fair enough, fair enough.